Stolen Creation. This is the 19th of April 2022, broadcasting live from Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. We just had a call with the FBI, and just so you all know, we the people have won. The planet is finally safe. We just busted. Thank you so much to my dear and really one of my oldest so-called friends, and I swore to never use this word again. He co-creator, Jason Ayers. Thank you so much, JJ Pack, FBI, Jason Ayers. I always knew that your love for David was real, and now you know that the whole agenda from the Hashims and the Jews and beyond was a fraud, and I remain and I am real. So to everybody here, so you know what's going on behind the scenes. So basically the plan was for the Biden administration to take a hike and a plane out of United States to Costa Rica using their little, hired troll, Chris Cardo, who was the guy who picked me up at Callahan's last time. The police put me in a taxi to go there from Metropolitan, whereby they had replaced me by Cristal in my booking, so that the plan of the wedding in Nashville, Tennessee between Stephen Jared Thompson and Cristal Cordoba can then give, whereby she can use the green card as October 6th Dima Tabrawi to nail the application for Aurora Diamond Rainbow at the Morning Star. And then he can turn from Stephen Jared Thompson, aka Jesus Christ, to Lucifer Morningstar, and then they can leave together. So I put a notice at the FBI to watch all the airports within the next 24 to 72 hours to 48. I'm not even sure their time frame. But they've been busted. They had, purchased a unit here in unit number 9 to see if I was going to ever make it through the door. And every time I don't go, Cristal goes, and then they just call in their friends and whatever else, and then they just, keep paying their money, my money, for these terror people to keep, stringing me up for that agenda to finally, go meet with Trump, because then they wanted Trump to come back here in power in the United States, because Trump is germane. So, Trump, me, go to Florida with, the 3 Auroras agenda, keep Amber for Aurora, or whatever. Meaning, keep Christina Pushkina in Beirut with the money for Dima Tabrawi by Russell. Then keep Christina Pushkina in Costa Rica with a fraud for Santeria, for fake Lucifer Church over there, with all their MS-13 and their Latino gang who have been killing animals and people, with their bloodlust rituals since the beginning of time, in hopes that this is going to work. And, just to also say and note that my organs were trafficked for this information as well. So the first time I ever called Asian Bistro for a delivery of food at the Days Inn, right before Chris Cado came into the room and delivered the food and walked into my room at the hotel. It's the first time I ever met Chris Cado from Asian Bistro delivering food, and he told me he knows everybody, whatever else. Some people on Facebook had emailed me and said that they had just received my appendix. So they had been already, using, that's how they had the Selena Gomez with the lupus and the organ from her friend, whatever else situation, just to attempt to make this agenda work and, split the power in 3. When the power initially, the Trinity was supposed to be, Russell, Stephen, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, myself. Instead, they chopped that down at the flip surgery by Andrew Ryan Profaci. The first surgery he provided, I had to take 3 breaths, Earth Central. Then I saw the vision for the pink and purple hair that same night. And really very shortly after, the next day, soon as I, returned from CVS having my product for the bleach and the purple and pink this situation, then what I, was transported above the ocean and done by the 2 of them, just ritualized, but etherically by both Russell and Stephen. But instead of wanting to be the real goddess head and be in service to actual Holy Spirit, Mother New Creation, Mother Earth, heaven on earth, and bring down heaven on earth, they just wanted to use me to fraud Resurrection and all the banks and all the networks of Hilton Head, turn everybody terrorist all the way to Florida, whereby they said, if you ever come back here, after they placed me on a bus to Vegas, that I'll just stay there, which was their current plan, which is now busted since it's just not happening. And I thank you all for understanding that yes, God and Jesus have sinned. They chose different vessels than the Holy Spirit. The manifestations have been really skewed, and I personally apologize, because normally when any child or any one of you makes a prayer, in Aurora Mighty Name, now God has, you receive what you prayed for. It's not like an impossible thing like with the Jesus God thing, because I know a lot of people are pissed off, because no matter which religion you are in and no matter how much you pray, not many of you receive, your due diligence this lifetime. It's all, you age, whatever. So now they're also sending people who were behind, Karen Bishop, who was the first one to actually enter my life while I was in Kuwait and tell me that, I was going to be leading 144,000 with my divine masculine, through the gates of heaven, yada, yada. But then she started to diminish her power, and then they just removed her. So her father is a David Elias lineage, who's like all about, praising like now Armageddon, since like, okay, if they're going to rob me. So he's been the one telling me a little bit to, be careful, since the bishops also, besides like contacting me in Kuwait for those purposes, they got me out of, Mount Shasta, California, back to here, on the phone for hours with me. So they were probably aiding Lucifer in, actualizing this, whereby, then they just wanted to have the like Jesus superstar, like, oh my God, I'm Jesus. And then they wanted to like pretend that like it's a transgender agenda, when it's not. It really was never that. Like, that's not the truth. The truth is nothing to do with anything transgender. I'm not a boy. I was never a boy. I was never born on October, the Jerusalem thing. I was never a boy. This was never true, ever. So you can even ask my biological father. He will tell you. So this is an agenda for them to like give me the money and then say, oh my God, the first time around we crucified him. Now, Jesus superstar has a lot of cash, and oh my God, woo. And then they send the Lucifer fake Aurora. But Lucifer will never know himself but through me, the narrow gate. I'm the only Aurora there is. I cannot do this plan of 3 Auroras, or like, 2 Auroras, 1 demon. I cannot. Like, this division of power was supposed to be the Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, not 3 chicks. Mwah.